Dark tourism is a type of tourism that has received increasing attention in recent years. But why? What is dark tourism? Why does it exist? What does it look like? Where do dark tourists actually go? Is dark tourism ethical? How can you be a good dark tourist? I'm going to answer all of those questions and more in this video today. If you are new to my channel, my name is Dr. Drhayleystainton and I'm here to educate people all about the travel and tourism industry. Dark tourism, also known as black tourism, Thanatourism, or grief tourism, is tourism that is associated with death or tragedy. Dark tourism really started to gain attention in the 1990s, but it's only recently that it's really sparked the interest of the media and the general public. The act of dark tourism is a bit controversial, and some people argue that it's not even ethical. Nonetheless, it does happen, and it can actually be a great tool for education and an opportunity to show our respect. What are the different types of dark tourism? The first is a dark fun factory. Fun factories are essentially play centres. Whilst these are usually associated with children, they can also be aimed at adults. There are, for example, escape rooms which evolve around a dark theme, zombie chases, or theatrical activities that all take place in dark fun factories. There are also dark exhibitions. There are many different dark exhibitions throughout the world, from Berlin that are focused on the Holocaust, to the Khmer Rouge regime in Cambodia, to the Vietnam War, and many more. Dark exhibitions are a great opportunity for tourists to learn more about the dark histories or events of a destination in a respectful way. Dark dungeons are another popular example of dark tourism. Many destinations open their historical dungeons for public viewing. These may be kept in their original state, or they may have been altered for tours. The London dungeons, for example, has become rather Disney-fied in a way that they encompass live actors, sensory activities and rides. And we then have dark resting places. There are some really interesting cemeteries throughout the world. Whilst visiting a graveyard might not be at the top of every tourist's list, you might be surprised at just how busy these places can be. Some famous cemeteries include the Mount of Olives in Jerusalem, the Recoleta Cemetery in Argentina, and Lenin's Mausoleum in Moscow. Did you know that the Taj Mahal is also a dark resting place? Another type of dark tourism is the dark shrine. There are many shrines throughout the world which are popular tourist attractions. Shrines are especially popular in Asian countries, and the Dome of Rock in Jerusalem is a good example. Another example of dark tourism are dark conflict sites. Sites of conflict often become dark tourism sites once peace has been restored and a reasonable period of time has passed. Vietnam is an example of a popular conflict site that many tourists will visit each year. Another example is the D-Day beaches in France. And another example includes dark camps of genocide. There are several areas of genocide that are popular with tourists. Whilst this is obviously a very sad history, many people choose to visit sites such as Auschwitz or Karanganda in Kazakhstan to learn more about the history. Another type of dark tourism is the dark disaster. Disaster sites, whether in the immediate aftermath or after some time has passed, are popular with dark tourists. A subset of dark tourism, disaster tourism has increased in popularity in recent years. The recent documentary on Chernobyl, which was ranked the most highly user-rated TV series ever at the time, has helped raise awareness of disaster tourism amongst the public, and tourism to this area has since increased significantly. So why is dark tourism so popular? For many, it is purely the possibility of being able to emotionally absorb oneself in a place of tragedy. It's important for people to engage and immerse themselves in past history and culture. By visiting dark tourism sites, we are able to give ourselves time to reflect on history. Dark tourism has close ties with educational tourism. For many people, this is a dominant, if not their main, motive for being a dark tourist. Whilst dark tourism may not be a happy leisure experience, many people enjoy the educational aspects that comes with it. Visitors of dark tourism sites are of a wide social demographic group. Motivations stem from educational purposes, the desire to understand past affairs, etc. Whilst other motivations stem from the desire to experience something different or new. Dark tourism comes in many different shapes and sizes and different forms, and that is why the dark tourism spectrum was developed. On one end of the spectrum, the darkest end, we have extreme or serious dark tourism activities. These are activities which often involve an educational element, such as learning about a nuclear disaster or a shipwreck. On the other end of the spectrum, activities tend to be of a more commercial nature. A Jack the Ripper themed funfair ride or a comical play based around the Black Plague are effectively romanticised versions of dark events or times in history. If you haven't experienced dark tourism yourself, a great way to learn more is to watch the Netflix documentary called The Dark Tourist. In this documentary, they travel to a different dark tourism destination each episode. And if reading is your thing, there are a couple of really good books about dark tourism too. The book called Don't Go There, From Chernobyl to North Korea, is a great book that talks about unusual destinations and the motives for why people might want to travel to these places. Another book is called The Dark Tourist, Sightseeing in the World's Most Unlikely Tourist Destinations. I'll put the link for both of those books down in the comments. So the question on everybody's mind is dark tourism ethical? Is it right that we visit places of such sorrow and sadness? Well, this is contested, different people think different things, but what's the most important thing is that if you do choose to visit, because there are great benefits in doing so economically and in terms of the educational benefits, the most important thing is that you do so respectfully. As a general guide, here are a few tips and tricks that you can do when you are visiting a dark tourism site to make sure that you are respectful. Don't take photographs of people in moments of sorrow. Don't smile or laugh around those experiencing hardship. Don't treat people as if they are museum exhibits. Don't make inappropriate remarks. Make sure that you wear respectful clothing. Don't use inappropriate language. Don't make money from other people's hardships. Don't speak loudly about things that are unrelated. And just don't show signs in general of disrespect. So dark tourism is educational, it can help raise awareness, it can help to remind us of the bad things that have happened in life to hopefully prevent us from doing things like this again. Now, I've only given you a few examples. There are thousands of examples of dark tourism sites all over the world, but if you do choose to visit, just make sure you are a respectful dark tourist. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give me a thumbs up and watch this one next.